need the feasibility studies. In addition, we are making a comprehensive development for 6 zones in Qina and Sohagan, specifically in Ift and Al-Haw zone areas in Qina. All the allocations are in place. With respect to Sohaj, there are 4 zones are planning to do some sort of development to attract the investment, in particular the industrial investment, which is very important for the productions of such a governorate. The biggest part, the biggest project, which is the Golden Triangle, that aims more, that has actually more than one goal. Number one is just to attract all the population from the Nile Valley, and this triangle goal of 9,000 kilometers starting from Qina, Ifta, and Safaga, and Sohe, and Al-Qusir, which is rich of minerals that haven't been developed as it should be. And such a project, we may say that we are making project without any physical studies. The studies lasted of more than 13 months, made by an Italian consultation office. Such a project include 3 parts or 3 phases. The largest one will be the minerals and mineral industries, and such a study wasn't on paper but was in reality. That has titanium and phosphate and other heavy minerals industries. And the second part, the agriculture and its affiliated productions of using more than 3,000 fedan without using any extra water. And the third phase is the tourism, with a different perceptions named Lotus, and increase in some other tourist places in Qina. And the capital will be established, which is from 70 to 80 kilometers in the direction of the Red Sea. Such a project will be made on 3 phases, each phase of 5 years, and the size of investment is expected to be more than $18.5 million, and the investment from the state around $2.5 million, and this is expected to contain more than 2 million population and create more than 500 opportunities. That would give a direct income to the state is about $8 billion a year. A number of opportunities are the direct opportunity that would generate indirect jobs around it. We've already consulted the opinions from the ministers, such as the Minister of Defense, and such as the size of the required water and power, and God willing will be proposed before the cabinet in the upcoming 2 years, and then will be proposed before His Excellency Mr. President to form an entity to execute the project. The Golden Triangle will be attracting the people from the Upper Egypt. Of course, this is our main goal, and maybe it would attract people outside the Upper Egypt. It is the main goal is the development of the Upper Egypt. As I've already mentioned, would be attract more than 2.5 million population. It is a development project, not just like industrial one, and it would take phases. Thank you, Mr. Engineer Qabil, Minister of Industry. What has been proposed is just to do on the two parallel directions, the development and the industrial investment. That would be a good indication for investment in the Upper Egypt. Her Excellency Mrs. Dalia Khorshid, Minister of Investment, will present what has been done and the opportunities in the Upper Egypt in the name of the Allah, and I would like to thank you. And allow me just to talk about the prepare of the attracting investment in the Upper Egypt and what has been done, starting from the focusing of the investment policy planned and tailored by the High Council of the Investment, presided by His Excellency Mr. President, have already made the planned and methodology of attracting investment throughout all the governorates in the Republic, among of which the most needed ones are the Upper Egypt Governorate. Upon the first session, we've already generated the methodology. I.e., there is investment of investment by the institutional and legislative approaches. We're talking about the institutional approaches of the Upper Egypt, i.e., we're creating opportunities of the governorates of the Upper Egypt from the offices of the high entity of investment. We have an office in Asyut, a new office will be opened in Sohaj, and the Governor's Council, we've already made a resolution to open branches of the High Authority of Investment to serve all the Upper Egypt governorates. This is one of the things that we've already worked on it with respect to the institutional approach. And we are moving to attracting investment according to the plan and its promotion throughout all the investment sectors we've already answered. Upon the investment policy, we laid out a plan to attract investment of the strategic sectors, among which the industrial and agricultural sectors, which are very important because they are including development, creating opportunities and investment, as well as increasing the domestic products. The second part of laid out, which is legislative approaches, the development approaches, we've made investment legislation. So we've already made a very temporary program which is oriented to the most needed governorates. We've made some sort of regain, 40% of the investment, value of investment to be regained after 7 years upon operations, which is very important to lay out the sector strategies such as power, agriculture, industry, and technology sector. Not just the investment programs, yet the investment law stated some sort of facilitation of measurements concerning given permissions and the pricing entities in order just to minimize the terms. We've made a comprehensive program to attract investment as well as its service in the most needed governorates. Furthermore, among of the things we've worked on in the investment policies is just the conflict settlement. So we've made a very ad hoc committee regarding or serving the governorates of the Upper Egypt. We've already settled 60 among of 160 conflicts and issues. If you allow me to prepare for attractive investment for the Upper Egypt Governorate is very important for us. We've already laid out a comprehensive and aggressive plan over timetable of the term 2017, and we have partners from governors, ministers, and concerned bodies in order to have a comprehensive plan and figures and projects to create opportunities as well as exportation opportunities. So later we are going to make inside visits that require the work of the youth and all the opportunities in the Upper Egypt, around 360 opportunities upon the new investment laws and the pricing authorities as well as the governors, in order just to speed the pace for the ready opportunities and to make some sort of promotion. Thank you, Your Excellency, Mrs. Dalia Khurshid, Minister of Investment. We are going to open give the chances to our sister Warda Muhammad from Qina, her vision on the development of the Upper Egypt. In the name of Allah, allow me to start with the women participation without any connections, favoritism, or learned verbal recitation. That would give an indication that Egypt, whoever is even when I asked the organizers what to talk about, they've already told me to talk whatever I like, especially in this session, the development of the Upper Egypt. So when we open the pace for interventions, we'll give it the word. And of course, all the achievements we've seen yesterday and upon the presentations being presented by their excellencies, the ministers, that make us to be proud of. And you used to heard of phrases such as the Upper Egypt in our heart of our priorities. As such, we used to say and hear this just through the media, and once to figure out whether they are in the realities, and it was just like some sort of a dream. But we've already experienced and feel it, what is happening yesterday. And what has been presented yesterday, I get some sort of like mouse talks from the people I know that they are, yes, they are in place. But we should say that make some sort of a full stop to the thing that this is just like in a beginning. And the stereotype of the Upper Egypt people, that the people are just have very poor way of thinking, but the figures and the models are very good and we are very proud of. But we have still more challenges that require more focus, because the services that are or used to be provided, that we are citizens of 10 degrees. Please. Now, the Upper Egypt people are the most good people. Of course, this would hurt us. Yes, of course, the pain, we used to have this pain inside us. No, please. It is not just some sort of a galabeya used to be wear by the people in the Upper Egypt. For me, I'm talking about the Upper Egypt. Upon the history, there are the good people, the best people throughout the country. I cannot just bear what you can say about it. I'm to say so, but I'm just burden of great challenges, and I had to use and seize these opportunities to talk with Your Excellencies face to face, but we are still in need for more. I've lost the sound from the source. We cannot deny that there is an increase of the number of the trains, but only for the VIP services, but for the moderate people are in need for the distinguished type of trains, along with the increase in the services. I also, as women, we are to have some sort of paying attention to the Upper Egypt women. In order to develop a society, we should start from the women. I'm sorry to say that in the era of globalization, girls less than 18 years old are getting married. And of course, due to some sort of accumulations, such as the poverty and the literacy, that will create more problems, that we should have like some sort of a mother of less than 18 or 20 years old. We are in need of just eradicate the literacy for such segmentations. We are very moderate, and we are in need to learn the sound discourse of the religion. So the lady of the Upper Egypt, as well as the girl, up till now cannot find work in opportunities. They are banned from traveling from the village, and it is only the boy. We're all in need of that the Upper Egypt to be attracting, not expelling people. And for example, we have in a hospital of Magdi Yaqub, it is actually attracting people from outside the Upper Egypt to work here, and that we hope such a picture to be expanded. If I would like to participate in very political activities, I used to hear that it is banned for a girl to participate. Even though when if a woman wanted to be a candidate of the councils, they would say, why, are you a woman or a man? Yes, this mindset is still there, and I cannot deny that we are the women that are more than men in the Upper Egypt, that they are capable of doing everything. We only just need an encouragement. When the president and the state focused on the women to be elected and to be nominated in the municipalities, so it is only the orientation of the state, and we are thankful for that. And of course, because as I'm a teacher and I'm full of the burdens of the education, I'm not talking about the salaries and such, and due to the economical problem that the state is facing. But the moderate educated in the Upper Egypt are very moderate, and because instead of just me looking for the shortcomings, they used to come in to say the problems to me. So we are in need of more communications, because they are not having the good picture about the situation, and most of the information are coming from the social media, which is sometimes they are fault and not having in the information of a full picture. We need from the educator and the teacher to feel that he is the one that is educating, the physician, judge, to return his role back as an educator. And by the way, we cannot give up eating, but just need to be valuable and encouraged. We're all united, not to mention that we are coming from the Upper Egypt or the Lower Egypt. The last point, with respect to the investment, we hope to facilitate the issue of getting loans. The procedures need to be eased. If I have some sort of a very prepared factory that is having full license and permission to create problems for our boys and daughters, this is not just a negative. We are facing a good shift of everything in roads, industries, but it is a chance to demand for more. And I hope I wish that I just give you a full picture of what we are in need for. Thank you. Warda Muhammad, just to give me a chance, there are 4 complexes are on preparation, 2 in Qina and 2 in Suhaj. If you allow me, Warda, I thank you for being frank, but on the professional and the human level, that he isn't just biased for the Egyptian woman, but he's a fanatic for the Egyptian woman. Thank you very much, our brother Abdullah Hakim from the heart of the Upper Egypt, Aswan. Peace be upon you all. We'd like to welcome you all in Aswan, and we hope that you had a good time. Firstly, I'd like to thank His Excellency, Mr. President, for being here with us in Aswan. Let me just talk about something related to the youth. It is a very simple suffering. But let me just start to say that there are projects on operations on the high level of development, such as the Golden Triangle. But let me just talk about the targeted investment announced by the fiscal plan of 2016 and 2017, but the percentage of the investment in the Upper Egypt is just only about 20% only. It's about 440,000 kilometers, and the 11th governorate that are enriched of big resources, but the mines are very great. Good, for example, Asyut is having a good percentage and the largest percentage of the dropping out. But big investors are used to come from us to ask you to govern it. Let me just talk, for example, that the thing that we are in need for. We are in need to distribute the financial allocations between the upper and lower Egypt to have some sort of just even the allocations within the governorate to be fair amongst the center capital and leave behind the cities and the districts. It is not good to look after the front and avoid what's inside the city. The last or the vast distance of the governorate would be a good chance to facilitate the measurements such as the cinema workers, the universal cinema workers would give us a chance to make some sort of a city for the cinema production, movie production to be used universally. For example, there is a movie without mentioning its name. Such a movie is being doing for every 1 to 2 years in a separate country. And they was thinking of doing it in Egypt, but due to the red tapes, it was some sort of an obstacle. Are you satisfied with what is being done in the Upper Egypt? What is being presented by Their Excellency the Ministers and the great concern of the state and its institutions? I'm very much satisfied. But what we are waiting for, just a simple thing, as said by His Excellency Mr. President, that each service has a return, and each return should require a good service. You cannot just have a free service throughout the whole world, but there are good services in the world vis-a-vis a good return. But for the people who are going to pay the return from where they don't have enough money and they cannot afford the high return of such a service. But we'd like to make some sort of thing being made. It's just like the governmental performance should be followed up. Now everybody is using social media. Some people need to be informed for any project to be presented by Their Excellency the Ministers. They say they cannot actually feel it. They are not actually pay attention for it. The only thing they are in need of is just the increase of their money. So they only need to have their officers to have them accountable. So as a moderate person, so I wish I could have some sort of a mechanism. I think that the Egyptian citizen is a very mindful person. They can distinguish between the good and the bad, not just through what is being presented in the social media, but as we say that the Egyptian citizen is fully aware of what is being executed in the states, what is being done, not to be exaggerated within months, never been done before for too many years. So the last comment from His Excellency Mr. Premier, Engineer Sharif Ismail. In the name of Allah, I would like to thank you, Mr. President, thank you, all ministers, to all that's been presented. In general, upon the current phase, it has some sort of confrontation shape as well as transparency. that would give a picture of accumulated problems throughout the years. In the meantime, such problems have never been tackled before and been resulted at it being like some sort of a chronic issues, and it requires to be solved in a very short time and need and great effort. We are